Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is my long-awaited life update video, and in a couple of previous videos I have mentioned that a few things have been going on in my personal life and a lot of good things, and one of them is pretty much the biggest change in my life so far. Literally, this has been 20 years in the making. Yes, 20 years since I was 7 years old. It's been in the making, and this week it finally happened. So when I filmed a couple of my videos, I said that I had some good news but I couldn't share it. So now that everything is over and done with, I can actually officially announce, after 20 years of having multiple visas and having a permanent resident card, which is called a green card, I am officially a United States citizen. Oh my God, this has been such a crazy journey. If you don't know, I'm originally from the UK. I'll put a picture up of my passport, like the front cover, just to prove that, you know, I am a British citizen, because I know that there's going to be some people out there that's going to say, no, you're not, you're lying, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, I'm going to show you just the front cover of my passport. I'm not going to show you like the number, my passport number or anything, because that's just too much personal information. So today it is, what day is it today? It is March 6th. It's a Saturday, and I officially became a citizen this past Wednesday on the 2nd. So I did vlog like my whole journey, like from filling out the M400 application to the morning of my interview. And I was gonna film my oath ceremony, but honestly, it was just too crazy, too hectic in order to do it. My mom did fly up, and you want to know the funny thing is that Bridget came with me to the interview. So Bridget came in with me to the interview. They let her in the waiting room, but they wouldn't let my mom in the waiting room when I was about to take my oath, which I found very, very weird. But I can also understand because of COVID, but I'm just thinking, okay, if you let one of my best friends come in and sit in the waiting room, why can't you let my mom, you know? My mom spent money, took time off of work to fly up here from South Carolina to the oath ceremony, but hey. It doesn't really matter. It's over and done with now. Either way, it was just nice to see my mom come up here. I want to give you a little bit of background story of why I've been living in the US versus me living in the UK. My mom has always wanted to live in America for as long as she can remember. Like, she started coming to America, especially New York, since she was 14 years old. We do have family members out here. It's always been my mom's dream to move over here and, you know, start a life here in America. And of course, my mom already had a life in the UK. She established her life, and when she started having children, she decided, especially since she had me, she wanted to, you know, provide like a better life. UK is not like a third world country, we all know this, but my mom meaning a better life is like education wise, because education is in the UK is superior up until a certain point that it is in America. I went to school in the UK. I did in my 3rd year of primary school, so the following year I would have been a junior, which year 3 over there is 2nd grade over here, and it's just all different. But yeah, I was technically in the UK, I was known as a 3rd grader here in the US when I was living in the UK, but because of my age range and how the education system in America works, I was in 2nd grade. I was almost done with year 3, I think. Yeah, until my mom made the decision that she wanted to move to America with me, with my grandparents, to, you know, to follow her dream and to make sure that I got the best out of everything. My mom really, once she had me, she really wanted, you know, she really thought of me and wanted, you know, to make sure that I had the best life possible, all the opportunities. And not to say the UK doesn't have all of those things, they certainly does, but it's always been my mom's dream to be here anyway. And so I remember, oh my God, I remember seeing the for sale sign up in my house and trying to knock it down, because as a 7-year-old, you don't understand that you're moving. Like, you see all these signs up and, you know, you just like, and when you see a for sale sign, that means, you know, someone's moving, and that's what we all knew. Like, if we saw somebody with a for sale sign in our house, that's how we know we were moving. And that's how I found out that we were moving. But I thought we were moving to like a new house, like in our neighborhood. I didn't think that I would be moving to a different country where I would have to adapt. But I kind of had a feeling also that like at one point I would be living in America, because a couple years before, once I hit 5, my mom pretty much moved to America to set everything up. So my mom went by herself for like the first like 2 years. She went by herself, so I was in the custody of my grandparents while my mom was figuring this stuff out. And to be honest, it really sucked not seeing my mom. Like, it was a good time where like I didn't see my mom at all for months. And I didn't really understand that, but then my grandparents sat me down after I saw the for sale sign and tried to knock it down. That's when my grandparents explained to me that we were all gonna move to America and, you know, start a new life. And again, as a 7-year-old, you don't really comprehend that. So I remember my grandparents having to tell like my school and everything, and you know, my class threw me like a goodbye party, and I was really upset. I was like not gonna see my friends anymore, and I was gonna have to make new friends, and I just didn't understand that, because here's the thing, UK phrases and humor are much different than the US's like terminology, and humor it's all way different. So actually in March of 2002, in March of 2002, that's when my grandparents and I officially met my mom in America. We moved to New Jersey. My mom had a house set up for us, and I started my whole life there. And of course I made friends, and I was like the new girl with an accent and all that stuff. So, and trust me, I had to like really work hard not to get get rid of my accent. Like, when you're young and you're in school, you're impressionable, you want to fit in. So then after a while, you adjust, your mind and your body adjust to your new lifestyle. So that's how I slowly lost my accent, was because not only was I, trying to fit in, but also my body and my mind was getting used to living in another country, another world, pretty much. That's what it felt like, moving into another world. And so I was always on a visa. I was on a visa, like 5-year visas, and I kept renewing them. Well, my mom did them for me, and it was never a problem. And then at 14, we moved to New York. My grandparents moved back to England full time, and they come whenever they can. And then now obviously I go and see them and spend as much time with them as I possibly can. So when I was 16, I was having a visa running out in like the next couple of years, and my mom wanted to sign us up for a green card, and that was like a 2 to 3 year process. I was like 15 or 16 when my mom started doing that process, so that took a long time. And obviously we got the green cards and all that stuff. So I have been a permanent resident holding a green card since August of 2012. So almost a decade of being a permanent resident. And then over the summer, this past summer, I was really thinking about like my future and where I want to live and where I want to be. And honestly, I would love to live back in the UK again. I'm never saying never. because, you know, my grandparents are still there and I still have family there, but all over here is all that I know. As an adult, all of that. And so I was doing some research whether to just renew my green card, which means, you know, you just fill out a form to get like a new 10-year green card, basically. You don't have to go through immigration like for an interview or anything like you do the first time. And then I was doing research into the US citizenship, whether I should get that, and I also did more extensive research if I can hold both UK citizenship as well as having US citizenship, like so be a dual citizen. And I did research and that was never going to be a problem. So, and also the price difference, I think it was like only $150 more, I want to say, the difference in renewing your green card versus the citizenship. So I thought, why not get the citizenship? So in the next clips you're going to see is me filling out the application and literally giving you guys updates. And yeah, so I'm just gonna roll with these clips and just show you like the vlog type, and then I'll talk to you about the actual interview and the oath ceremony. Hey guys, so it is September 7th, 2021, and this video is gonna be multiple days, and the reason why it is that I am applying for US citizenship. Yes, so if you're new here, hi, my name's Mariah. How are you doing? And I'm originally from England. I've been in the US since I was 7 years old, and I've been off a green card for the past 10 years. Well, 9 years. It's going to be 10 years next year. And I am eligible to sign up for citizenship. And I am still a British citizen, and I did some research and I'm able to keep my British citizenship as well as while having the US citizenship, so I'll get dual citizenship. So I'm about to pay for the application. It's like $700, and yeah, so it's gonna take a while to hear back and all that stuff, and it's a gamble. It's a gamble, so we'll see what happens. I did it. I paid the $700, and it says you've successfully submitted your application for naturalization, and that is an N40 form. So pretty much you fill this form out, and you're only eligible to get it if you hold a permanent resident card or green card, as it's known, for 5 years at least. And I think if you were born outside of the US but your parents are US citizens, you can get it too. I think that's how it works as well. But yeah, so like I said, I'm originally from England. I've been here since I was 7. That's why I don't really hear an accent that much. And yeah, so I just did it. So like I said, I'm waiting for like at least a few months just to hear back. But yeah, so this vlog's gonna be set in different times. So next time you see me, I'll be giving you guys an update. Hey guys, so it is a couple days later after I submitted my application. I got an update yesterday. I didn't update you guys yesterday because I was a little busy. And so they are actually looking at my application right now. It's still gonna take a few months. So you'll probably see me a few months down the line, maybe in the next couple clips. But yeah, they're actually looking at my application as we speak. So fingers crossed that this actually works. I really want this to work because I've been in this country most of my life, for 20 years. I came to this country when I was 7, and 7 going on 8, and I'm 27, going to be 28 next May. So literally been here my whole life pretty much. Oh yeah, of course I go back to England, and I love England. Like, you know, that's where I was born, that's where my family is, that's where my blood, like, that's my blood. And of course I'll get to keep my British citizenship, but I don't know what it's like to live over there as an adult. You never know, maybe I might want to move back there at some point, but mainly America is my home. It has been my home for the last 20 years. If I stayed in England, I definitely wouldn't have had
the friends that I've made. I wouldn't have the experiences that I've had being here. So, and I wouldn't have had my found family. I wouldn't have anything. I wouldn't have anything that I know right now. And this country has been very, very, very great to me. So I, want to be officially a part of it, be a citizen, not just a permanent resident. So again, fingers crossed. And like I said, I'll keep you guys updated, but it's going to take a few months.
Hey guys, I'm sorry about the lighting. It is nighttime and I have my side table lamp on and I just changed into my pajamas, but I have a citizenship update for you guys. So it is September 13th and I received in the mail today receipt for the payment that I made when I submitted the application, because when you submit the application, you have to pay for it right away. And like I said, it's a gamble. And so I received just the receipt. So that's it. And then I also received today from immigration that I don't need to do the biometrics thing. Like, I don't have to go to the application support center because they're able to use my fingerprints and other biometrics. So with the application, it's $725. So you pay for the application fee and the biometrics fee, and that all comes together as $725. But you don't get a refund in any of those payments. You don't get a refund for the biometrics fee or the application fee if they deny you, or if you don't need to do the biometric stuff again. So according to this one letter, I don't need to. It says they're able to reuse my previously captured fingerprints and other biometrics, and they will run the same security checks for my biometric data in the past, so it's not necessary for me to be present at the application support center. So that is great. So that actually speeds up the process a little bit, because normally when you have to get your fingerprints, you have to wait for a separate letter from your receipt that it comes with the time, the date, and the location where you have to submit those things. And it takes a few hours when you do it. I remember when I was doing my green card, I was with my mom for about like 4 hours, I want to say. Our appointment was like at 9 o'clock in the morning. It was like one of the first appointments, but you're not guaranteed that you're going to be seen at 9. So you still have to get there for your appointment time, and then they'll just see you whenever. I think that's how it is. But I remember being there for a long time. So I'm kind of grateful that I don't have to not do it again. I guess I don't have to do it again because I do hold a green card, a permanent resident card. So yeah, so that is actually a very great update. That means the process is speeding up. So hopefully when you guys see an update, I will have a letter confirming my time, my date, time for my interview. Hey guys, so I haven't updated you guys in a long time, since September. Right now, the date is February 8th, 2022. And I'm going for my citizenship interview. I am so nervous. So how I found out was actually December 26th, so the day after Christmas. I was in South Carolina visiting my mom, and I get an email from immigration saying there's been like an update in your case, like please look at this. And I thought that like maybe there's an error on my application or something like that. Like I didn't think anything of it. And so I looked at it, and it actually said there was an interview scheduled. And they don't tell you the date on the email, like you have to wait for a letter to come in. When I came back from South Carolina, like a week and a half later, I got the letter, and it says February 8th, 2022 at 8 o'clock in the morning. So right now it's like almost 5:30 in the morning. Bridget's here with me for moral support. Obviously she can't come in the meeting with me, but it's nice to actually have someone there, even if she's not even allowed in the building because of COVID. It's just nice to know that somebody's there and I'm not really doing this alone. So I think that's very, very sweet of her to do that. And yeah, I woke up every hour. I actually met up with a friend of mine growing up. I actually met up with Kevin. You guys have seen Kevin in a vlog before because I was picking up Bridget. So we all had dinner and we didn't get home until like 10:30. So yeah, so we didn't go to sleep until 11. So we got up at 5 and yeah. So I already brushed my teeth, mouthwash, like did all my bathroom stuff. So now I gotta get dressed and brush my hair. I don't know if I want to keep my hair down because I got it done the other day and I went a little bit darker. It looks lighter. It looks like another brunette color, like a darker brunette because of the lighting. But in certain lightings, it looks like this color and then it also looks black. Okay guys, so interview's over. It's been over for like 4 hours, 3, 4?
About 3.
Yeah, so I did it. I passed. However, I didn't take the oath. They didn't offer same day oath, so I gotta wait like a week or 2 for the next notice. But my results are you passed the English test and the U.S. History and Governments test, and then it says congratulations, your application has been recommended for approval. At this time, it appears that you have established your eligibility for naturalization. If final approval is granted, you'll be notified of when and where to report for your naturalization ceremony. So, excellent. So I did the most American thing you can think of. First went to Starbucks afterwards, and then I bought something very expensive. But that's coming for another video. Now I'm in Jersey. I'm still with Bridget. And yeah, so we're gonna go get some food at a diner because I'm craving traditional Jersey food. And then waiting for her boyfriend to pick her up, and then on our way home for a nice, well-deserved nap.
Yeah.
I woke up every hour last night, and we didn't get back to my place until like 10:30. I passed! Hey guys, so it's a few hours later. It's actually 8 o'clock. And I went to check on my USCIS account, and they actually already mailed the oath ceremony notice. And what's great about having an account online is that you actually have the PDF form in your account. You just go to your documents section, and it'll have all the letters that they sent to you previously. So you can print them out, or in case you lose them, you know, you can have a copy and get them printed. So I was actually able to see when my oath ceremony is taking place. So it's again in Manhattan. It's actually in the same building where I had my interview, but it's on a different floor, which is great. And it's in 3 weeks. Well, 3 weeks tomorrow. So it'll be on Wednesday, March 2nd. Yeah, so Wednesday, March 2nd. So that's 3 weeks tomorrow because today's Tuesday. And Bridget might come up for that. Bridget went home actually, and yeah, it was a nice day. I was really happy that she was able to come and help me calm my nerves down because I am the most nervous, anxious person you'll probably ever meet. And like yesterday, I couldn't eat. I was nauseous. Like it was horrible. So when Bridget came, I was very, very at ease. You know, she calmed me down, and it was nice to have her company. I haven't seen her in a few months, so it was nice to see her anyway. And yeah, she's gonna try and come up for the oath ceremony, so the next few clips are the oath ceremony. So we're getting there. I'm an almost American citizen right now. Once I take the oath, then I'm a full American citizen, which is great. So I'll have my dual citizenship. So as you can see, guys, that was the whole process of applying for the application. And like I said in the clips, I applied for this in September. I applied for it in September, like in the beginning of September, and then I heard the next day that they were actively looking at my application, and then I didn't hear anything until, you know, as you saw in like the last couple of clips, that, you know, I got the news the day after Christmas that I was scheduled for an interview, and that interview happened to be on February 8th. So when I went to the interview, it was so crazy. It was nice, but it was like strange at the same time. Bridget came up and, you know, spent, you know, the night with me and came with me to the interview, because Bridget is really the only one that really understands my immigration journey, because her mom worked as a social worker and also dealt with children that from immigrants and all that stuff. So Bridget was really with me throughout this whole journey, and she was like, of course I'm gonna come, I want to support you. And of course she wasn't coming into the actual interview with me, but just to know that she was there was really, really nice. So we get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. My appointment's at 8, and you've got to be there at least like 15 to 30 minutes before. And so I live near Connecticut. And I was doing some research into like the directions to get down there, because I had to go to Manhattan to Federal Plaza. Yeah, so that's a journey in itself. So I was thinking whether to take Uber, drive my car, or take the train. And if I took the train, it would have cost me more than what I did to drive, and Uber certainly wasn't in the question, because Uber is very, very expensive. Going into the city is cheaper, coming out of the city is not. So I went online, looked at parking garages, and I found a parking garage right across the street from Federal Plaza. Like, I'm not even kidding. And you can book your spot in the garage, and you know, you pay online. And it cost me $40, like $40 to $45 with tax and everything for the whole day in the garage. In New York City, if you pay for a garage, it gets very, very expensive. But online, you go onto this app. I forgot what the name of the app was. Or you can just go online and it'll direct you to the app or the website, whatever device you're on. And we decided to drive, obviously, and we leave my house at 6 o'clock in the morning. We didn't get there until 7:30. Even at 6 a.m. the traffic going into Manhattan, it's such craziness. And I don't like driving in the city. I'm not somebody that likes to drive in general. Like, of course I have a license, but I hate driving. Like, that's like, that's the one thing you should know about me, is the fact that I hate driving. God, I keep playing with my hair. Okay, so when you go into the building, you immediately go through security. So security. It looks like an airport security, but you know, you're going into a federal building. And so you take your boots off, and what you would always do in an airport, pretty much just going through security. And I will say the security was very, very nice. Bridget and I had laughs and joked with them. It was great. Like, you know, the security was really, really cool. And then they tell us what floor to go to for the interview, and then we go in and greeted with another security officer at the door where you're supposed to go on that certain floor. And I just wanted to make sure that like we were okay, like we didn't have any signs of COVID or anything like that. And then they directed Bridget and I into this line where you wait to pretty much sign in, just say, hey, I'm here. And so they took my fingerprint like they normally do in immigration. You always gotta take a fingerprint. Just wanna make sure that your records match to what they have in the computer. That's like pretty much what's on your green card. And so they asked for my passport. No, they asked for the appointment letter and my green card, the people in the front. And so I just give that to them. They go in the computer, make sure everything's correct and all that stuff, and they say okay. They give you the notice and the green card back, and they say okay, please wait over here and listen to your name, and you're going to be going through this door when your name is called. Okay, great, no problem. So it's like 8 o'clock now, and my appointment's at 8, and Bridget and I were just like chilling out, and I'm literally shaking. I'm shaking like crazy. I'm shaking, and I go to Bridget and I'm like, I'm nervous. Like, I feel like I'm gonna be fucking sick. I am so nervous. And she's like, don't worry, you're gonna be fine. And I was just sitting there, you know, and you're supposed to wear certain things. You're not supposed to wear jeans. You can wear sneakers, but I wouldn't recommend wearing sneakers. Just wear like dress shoes. Like if you're a man, just wear like nice like dress shoes, or if you're a woman, wear like nice pair of flats, heels, or you know, pair of boots. And I was just looking to see like what everybody else was wearing, because I looked like business casual, but like I'm always insecure. I'm like the most insecure person you will ever meet. And I'm like, Bridget, did I dress okay? She's like, yeah, you're fine. Like, calm down. And I'm like, okay, like my name gets called about half an hour later. So yeah, like 8:30 my name gets called, and the officer, she just sounded like she didn't want to be there. Like, it was crazy. Like, she sounded like she didn't want to be there, and you know, she sounded really miserable. She didn't even go over the whole application. I told her that I wanted to make some updates and some changes to my application, because you can do that, and she just really didn't give a shit. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right. So yeah, she just went over a couple things off the application, asked me the questions that I had to study for the civics test. So the civics test is, you can get it off the USCIS website, and it's all the 100 questions that they're gonna ask you in your citizenship interview. So you gotta remember, you gotta study 100 questions, and they're only gonna ask you 10, and you need to get 6 right. So if you get 6 right in the row, if you get 6 questions right in a row, then that's when they stop asking you the questions, because you passed. And then they do this English reading and writing, which is you're on an iPad, and they have an iPad at their desk, and they ask you to read the question that pops up on the tablet. And I remember this question. It was, who elects Congress? So you have to say it out and have the proper pronunciation to say it. And then my officer said, okay, it's very good. And now she's like, listen to me carefully, because you're gonna write this down. And it said, the people elect Congress. And so you write it down on the tablet. You could ask to write it down on a piece of paper. Again, you have to get it right. Your grammar has to be correct. Your spelling has to be correct when you answer that. Court obviously passed that. And then she asked for a copy of my birth certificate, because she asked me, did you submit your birth certificate? And I said no, because it didn't ask me to, but I have it. And she goes, okay, can I just take and make a copy? I'm like, yeah, sure. So I give her my birth certificate. And okay, everything looks good. Can I just see your current passport and your expired passport, your green card? Yeah, okay. So I give those to her, and she says, okay, everything looks good, you know, just wanted to make sure your dates were right and that you have like updated documents and stuff like that. So great. And I studied so hard for this. I printed out things I didn't think I needed to bring. I brought my aesthetics license just in case they asked about it. I did watch some mock interviews. I will leave the YouTube channel that I studied from that really helped me. Appointment notice is very vague of what you have to bring. But after watching these mock interviews and following this YouTube channel, bring tax transcripts from the past like 3 to 5 years. Then, you know, if you're married, bring your marriage certificate. If you're divorced, bring the divorce decree, as well as the marriage certificate. If you have kids, you know, bring their birth certificate. So obviously I didn't have that, so I didn't need to bring that much with me. But I also did bring flight confirmations of the dates that I did travel, just in case, and she didn't ask for that. So I was over prepared. But I think she was kind of impressed that I was over prepared, because I literally had like a big like folder, like expandable 5 file folder, all with all the documents all organized, and I think she was just very impressed by that. So she was just like, no, I'm not looking at all of that. After a couple minutes, she's just typing on the computer, and then after a couple minutes she says, congratulations, you know, I'm gonna submit your application for final approval. You'll hear within the next few days when your oath ceremony is gonna be. They're gonna mail you a letter. And so I go out, tell Bridget, and then we go shopping, and you know, just like having like a celebration, like even though it's not official, still something to celebrate. You know, I passed the exam, I hadn't passed the important part. And later that day, after Bridget went home and I went home, I look at my email and says the USCIS have made a change into my application. And I'm like, okay, it's just probably just to say, you know, about, you know, that I was there for the interview, blah, 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 blah. And it was actually, they already mailed out my oath ceremony notice. So that same day that I took the interview, I found out my oath ceremony. So the oath ceremony was on March 2nd, this past Wednesday. The oath ceremony was so much faster. Like I said, my mom flew up because she wanted to be there with me. It just sucked that she wasn't allowed in the room or anything like that, but I can understand, you know, because of COVID and all that stuff. So we went back to Federal Plaza and all that stuff, and so you go into the floor, because the floor for the oath ceremony is a different floor than the interview floor. So I go where I'm supposed to go to, and I show them my oath ceremony notice. So it's kind of like the same thing as your appointment notice. You got to show it to them, and then, you know, you sign in, just say you're here, and then they tell you to take a seat and you wait. And there was so many people there, like literally there was like a full room with like 6 feet distance. So it was like a whole room of people that were appropriately distanced from one another, and then they had a camera in another room. So you have this big screen, like this huge screen, like a movie screen, like in like the movie theater, has a live camera playing with all the other applicants in another room at the same time. Like I said, you go in, you wait, and then, you know, you gotta surrender your green card. You have to surrender your green card in order to get the certificate of naturalization. So I did that, I got the certificate of naturalization. So when it was my turn to go up, I said to the officer, hi, how are you? She was very, very nice. Actually, the officer that checked me in actually was the one that administered the oath. So that was kind of cool. And she was very, very nice, and, you know, asked me if anything has changed, because you do have to fill out on the last page of the notification to see if like anything's changed. And I said, no, nothing's changed and all that stuff. So she's like, do you have your green card? And I said, yes. And she's like, okay, here you go. And so I surrendered the green card, and I got my certificate and took a seat. And, you know, we were just waiting. We were allowed to be on our phones, just couldn't have any audio playing. So we were able to just sit down, you know, scroll on our phones, text. I was actually texting Bridget the entire time. And then the officer that checked me in said, good morning, blah, 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 blah. Now we're gonna take the oath. And then you put your right hand up and you repeat the oath of allegiance. And then that's it, you're an American citizen. That's pretty much how it was, saying, oh, congratulations, you're an American citizen, clap, clap, clap. And then, okay, you can leave now. It was just like, it was so weird. Like, I felt like it was like, I wouldn't say it was a waste of time, but I kind of wish it like meant something more. I understand that people have a job to do, but if this is an important thing in one person's life, you know? But yeah, so after the oath ceremony, my mom and I went back. We stayed in a hotel and we just chilled out, ordered wings and cheese fries and watched TV all day and like slept. It was great. But yeah, that's it. I'm officially an American citizen after 20 years, and I get to keep my British citizenship. That means I can travel again, because now it's easier to travel because COVID's starting to like die down a little bit. Like, COVID's never going away, but I'm very excited to go back to the UK and see my grandparents. I'm so excited to like hug them and kiss them and all that stuff. And I'm hoping to go within the next couple of months, like right after my birthday. Well, not right after my birthday, like maybe like a week or two after my birthday. So, because my grandmother's birthday's in June, so I want to spend that with her. So, yeah, so that is the big change in my life. This is something I really had to hide from everybody because you really shouldn't be talking, like, it's hard to talk about because especially if you're on social media, you don't want to say something that could jeopardize it, you know? So I had to keep really hush hush on it because I remember when I was getting my green card, I had to be really hush hush about it. So I just wanted to play safe with the citizenship. But yeah, I'm officially an American citizen. Oh my god, it's so weird. Like, I'll be like driving to like work or something, and then randomly in my head it would pop up and be like, oh my god, I'm a citizen. Like, it would just randomly pop up in my head. Like, I don't feel different. Nothing has been like a drastic change besides like my legal status. But like everything's the same. Like, I can still do the same. I do have to do a couple of things. Like, I gotta register to vote. And if you guys have any tips or just wants to help a girl out about registering to vote for the first time, please leave them in the comments down below because I have no idea what I'm doing. I have to apply for my passport. I'm actually doing that this coming Thursday. I was supposed to do it last Thursday, but they canceled my appointment. Whatever, I rescheduled it, and I'm gonna expedite that too. I'm gonna get the passport book and the passport card just so I have 2 forms of identification. And then once I get my passport, I'm gonna book my flight to the UK. So there's gonna be a UK travel vlog. So excited for that. And then I also have to go to Social Security and update my Social Security record because your Social Security record's different when you're under a green card or a work visa. It's very different. Your number doesn't change, but you do need to have like an updated record in the system, especially if you want to get a new job. It's just to help verify your status and all that stuff. So anyway, guys, that is it. That is the big life update. I really hope that you guys really enjoyed my story. And yeah, like I said before multiple times, it's been 20 years in the making, but it's finally done. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I love you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.